Welcome to the Brook Railroad. It is track inspection time. So, walking out along the main line here with a toolbox in one hand and a camera in the other. And of course I have the drill under my arm. So just going through here looking for stuff that might be a little more troublesome than I'd like. I'm not checking track level at the moment. I suspect there are some problems here and there based on what the weather has been doing. It is the 19th of January right now. Temperature feels like it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's quite warm for this time of year. We have not had our January freeze. So everything is kind of wet. The snow we did have a couple of days ago is mostly gone. It's a very warm winter. And warm winters are kind of a double-edged sword. For one thing, they allow me to do more work on the track that I might have to wait until spring to do. But on the other hand, a warm winter, when it does cool off and get frozen, we end up with a bunch of frost heaves up and down the railroad in areas that might not drain as well as they should. I'm looking at a bit right here. I gotta kick that in. There we go. There we go. Maybe I should look at the camera while I'm doing this, huh? Kind of jam that in place now. Okay, that fixes that joint. It's less square. I'll kind of kick some ballast into that joint a little better. It likes to spread out. I can feel it's frozen underneath here. So, yeah. Usually in the wintertime, things freeze in place. And that makes it a little more stable for running heavy loads over this light rail. But with a winter like this, where we don't have a lot of frozen days, there's a lot of thawing going on, and still a lot of moisture. Yeah, things tend to move a lot more. There we go. Just kind of stamp that down. Move the ballast off of the top of the rail. There, get it away from the flangeways. Alright, so there's those two places. Probably this one should be done too. There's not much ballast around this joint here. So we'll just kick this into place. Wow, it's still frozen in there, so yeah, this is not completely thawed out. It's not quite a springtime condition. It's still a wintertime condition, but a very warm winter, as I've said before. So, let's see if that does anything. I'll just move stuff a little bit here and there. All right, that's good for now. What I really should do is come down through here and reballast the whole railroad. It needs it. This joint looks okay. One of these days I'll finish this siding, and I got to move the switch. This was the switch I was going to put in before I built the two bridges, and I got to move that switch back there on the other side of the bridges. That's a lot of work. Not something I'm going to do today with the ground frozen just below the depth of the ties. I'm looking at seeing a lot of rotten ties through here, so I've got a lot of ties to replace this year too. It's amazing how quickly you fall behind when you miss a year of maintenance. I missed a year of maintenance in 2020. Due to COVID, my workload at my day job was a lot more than it had been. It actually doubled because we took on several engineering projects, which helped the condition of the radio stations we were working on, but didn't help my railroad much. The railroad didn't make me money back then. It only barely makes me money now. But that could change. So I'll look at it as a good thing. Because of the deferred maintenance from a couple of years ago, I have a lot more content to produce. So yeah, anyway, lots more ballast has got to be put in through here. And we've got a few rotten ties here and there. And the railroad's getting up there in age as far as miniature railroads go. And yes, I've got a piece of rail here that I intended to replace a bad spot with. I didn't get around to it yet. I will probably not get to it before spring at this point, so I'm going to shove this off the side. We're expecting some snow pretty soon here, so I better put this up here on the stone wall, just in case there's a lot of snow and I have to run the snow blower. I don't want to hit that. I should probably pick up all the sticks too, or at least kick them out of the way. Well, foiled again. Sometimes it's easier just to pick them up and throw them off the side. Yeah. Okay. Now the reason I'm continuing to walk through here instead of replacing that rail back there is because I have an agenda today. I have a piece of track that needs some attention, or more specifically, I have a switch point that needs attention, and that's what we're going to do today. Right through here, this is the switch I need to work on. I have this point here that I've done some work on earlier, but this point here needs some attention. It rocks a little too much. So what I'm going to do here to fix this rocking is that screw way up at the end. I'm going to take that out and replace it with a larger one. There we go. I still have this here to fix. So it looks like I need to replace this point right here. I made a mess up when I made it. It should be more like this one here. So yeah, this one's rounded for the head of the rail right to about here. And this is right about where it wants to be. This holds the flange, so it pulls the flange away from the stock rail and holds it up while it's going along the point rail. Over here, on the other hand, I'm seeing some wear on the stock rail right here, where the wheel tread drops down and then catches the point rail, and that's not good. So I need to be an 1/8 inch further away from the rail here at this point. So that means I need to be about an inch further down here. it needs to be shaped like this rail, like this point rail instead of this one. So I need to replace this point rail. I need to create a new one. Well, I found a piece of rail in the engine house that I can use for point rail here. So let's just line that up there. And I'm gonna make my mark. So I need to go from here to here. Try to let one chicken in, and instead I got 21 to come out, even after feeding them. Ah, son of a sea cook. Well, that's the end of that drill. It. I've got another hole to drill over here. First, let's drill the bigger hole in the end. I have a 3.5 millimeter drill. That looks like it's going to work. Flatten this end off. Clean it up and deburr it, and a little bit more. Remove a little bit of material. Alright. Yeah, that's going to line up good, actually. There we go. Well, that closes against the rail quite nicely, actually. I think I got something right this time. The first time. Alright, so next thing, drill a hole for the spreader bar. And for that, we'll go with a 2.5 millimeter drill. Let's see. Is this going to... Oh yes, that gives me plenty of spring in the rod there. Good. You'll see in a minute. size larger. I got my finish drill for that somewhere around here. Right here. That was the wrong drill. Oh, I think I'm at the finish size actually. Good. We need some hardware. First of all, we need a nut. Then we'll need a washer. I'll get the lock washer next. And now the screw that holds it all together. Let's see, there we go. There's the washer, the lock washer, and the square nut. And that appears to be enough. I'll just tighten it up a little bit more here. Let's see. Now I connect the throw rod back up. There we go. There. That should work much better. Round that off a little bit just to finish it up, and I'll be done. There we go. Shouldn't have problems on this switch again, I hope. At least not for a while. Well, I want to thank you for watching today's video. If you did like it, please hit that like button. If I earned it, hit the subscribe button. And thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you in the next video.